Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Vince again with Green Joe Coffee. So this is another video for our marketing plan or our projection plan for the business plan that we've created. This particular video is going to go over a little bit about social media and some of the different directories and stuff. I'm just going to kind of combine these two different areas into this one particular video. So social media. Let's talk a little bit about social media. The first thing, the best piece of advice I can give you is try to make as many accounts as you can when it comes to social media. Link them all to your website. That's important. But when it comes to posting and these type of things, I would really try to encourage like picking a platform that's going to work for you the best. A platform where you can really kind of get off your personality or what you enjoy doing the most. So for me personally, I do YouTube videos. For those of you guys that follow like my Facebook page, my Instagram page, it's all pretty stagnant. I don't post much stuff on there, frankly, because I find myself I find myself getting locked into it, right? Time-wise, social media may be free, but that doesn't mean there's not a cost, right? Often it'll suck away hours of your time if you're not watching it. And so for me, I try to steer clear of those social media platforms personally when it comes to posting. Usually what I like to use is I'll use YouTube's by far the one that I use the most, but the other one that I use is Facebook. I like the logistics of Facebook. They kind of bring a nice apparatus to the table. You can start groups. You can you can post and have conversation and these type of things. And I found like for me personally, some of the other platforms they can't do that on. Instagram's nice, and Instagram's probably where I saw the most business from as far as the millennials go. I think the millennials are they're really a demographic that's been underestimated as a driving force for economy. One, you need to understand that millennials are the highest demographic for the most likely to shop at a food truck. Okay, so these are the folks that they do taco trucks. They're not, our age group tends to not see these type of trucks as roach coaches anymore, but more of like innovative mobile cafes where people can kind of hone in on their craft. Some of the older generation doesn't do that as well. So these platforms, these media platforms that are dedicated to millennials, things like Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter, these type of social media platforms are going to reach to your target demographic a little bit better. All that being said, I definitely posted like pictures and stuff on Instagram, but I felt for me personally, I was able to get my message across on YouTube more effectively. But I do how-to videos, and how-to videos is a lot different than coffee. Most of my posting for coffee was usually some experiment that I was working on or a popular drink. I would post those a lot, or people drinking my coffee or like my logo or something like that. Or I often posted on sunrises. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it was probably my favorite thing about running a coffee truck was seeing the sunrise every day. That was really nice. So anyhow, the thing with social media is you really just kind of want to create a brand of what you're about. It's more than just posting photos of coffee. Particularly for me, I'll just kind of throw it out there. I love coffee. One of the things that I liked about coffee is that it's a catalyst to the pursuit of the American dream. And the American dream is something I believe in very deeply. If you know the story behind Green Joe was the ship that brought my great-grandfather to the country, the Giuseppe Verde. And the Giuseppe Verde made transatlantic passages from Naples, Italy to Ellis Island. And that's how he got to this country. His name was Vincenzo. It was the man I was named after. And so when I was coming up for a name for my coffee truck, I said, that was the vessel that carried him to the American dream. This is the vessel that's carrying me to the American dream. So I named it after that vessel, the Green Joe. And people always think of, Green Joe is like organic or, like that type of thing. But no, it was named after a ship in pursuit of the American dream. So to me, when I'm posting or when I'm reflecting, to me, it's all about like freedom. That's part of it. Is like it's this catalyst, it's this substance used to kind of drive people forward to find freedom and happiness in their life. And so to me, that's really cool. Something that I really touch on, or I can really connect with. And so it's important that when you're creating social media accounts, you want to create the accounts, but you want to kind of pick the platform where you can express yourself the best, where you enjoy expressing yourself the best, and that's going to be kind of your main platform that you use. So me particularly, if Green Joe Coffee as a consulting business, no longer not as a barista business, but more as a consulting business for you guys, that to me represents a lot of the American dream and helping people seek their own financial freedoms, and maybe even someday I'll do a passive income blog or something on how I was able to generate some money, passive income. But kind of going back to which media to pick from, that's kind of the biggest thing that I would encourage, is find something that you enjoy doing and then do it, right? That makes sense. That being said, here's some lessons that I learned along the way, okay? Oddly enough, Pinterest, I underestimated greatly. A lot of people found me on Pinterest. I did not know that until I did my analytics. Pinterest was one of the top ways that people found me. So the way people find coffee shops, the research shows that the number one way that people find coffee shops is through location, right? Starbucks knows that. Number two is word of mouth, okay? And those two are kind of back and forth, right? So word of mouth, slight location, just kind of depends. But those are the top two ways that people find you. So picking a good location. And word of mouth to me is knocking your socks off service, the extra mile. So if you've ever been in my coffee truck, that you know that we put a mint on every cup of coffee that we hand out. And the mint is for afterwards, so you don't have coffee breath. No one else is doing that, right? But it's something that we do for people, so that there's no negative repercussions with having a cup of coffee, right? So it's those little things like that that are really what's going to get your word of mouth. I write a thank you letter to all the event coordinators once I've done business with them, and just thank them for their time and how easy it was to work for them, and I look forward to working with them in the future and that type of thing. And then event coordinators will talk to other event coordinators and pass on my information. So I think word of mouth is really a reflection of quality, in my opinion. I don't think it's necessarily there are things you can do to kind of help word of mouth, ask for referrals, this type of stuff. But I think for me, for the most part, word of mouth, I don't put it into the marketing part of things. I put it more into quality. Okay, so Facebook was really good for me when it came to creating events. Okay, if I didn't have an event booked somewhere else, I would just make my own. We would have, kickballs at the park, or water balloon fights at the park. Green Joe Coffee water balloon fight. Like, who doesn't want to get in a water balloon fight, right? So, and then you just, you buy 30, 40 bucks of water balloons and, bring them to a park and let people throw them at each other and drink coffee. It's great. It's just, it makes the job really fun. So, Facebook was really good for events. And what I would do is, if I were ever to boost a post, I would boost the event. The event seemed to work pretty well. Things that I've learned on the events is that most likely you will see the people that state that they're going to your event. So if you got 20 people saying, I'm going to go to this event, then you're going to probably get those 20 people. Now there's a section that says interested. And I feel, and you guys feel free to throw in the comment section on what you think, but I feel like 10% of the interested people would show up to the event. So if I were trying to calculate inventory, I would look at how many people were going to the event, and then I would take 10% of how many people were interested in the event. I would combine those together, and that would be my head count. So that worked really well. Also, Facebook was phenomenal for sweepstakes. That's what I would do. Like, win a free semester of coffee, tag your friend. Like these type of things. The more friends you tag, the more tickets you have. And those type of things kind of create virality. I always like to end my post with tag a friend who does blank. So I'd always try to get some kind of action out of the customer. Tag a friend who loves coffee. Tag a friend who's a barista. tag a friend who's looking to work weekend, whatever it is, just something at the end to try to get some. And even like you see in my videos now, I still do that. I'm like at the end of the video, comment at the end of the video, subscribe at the end of the video. Like that still happens, right? So when you finish a video, you finish a post, try to get your customers to do something, some action. For YouTube, I usually try to get either likes or comments. YouTube loves comments. Like when I get people commenting on my page, like, or commenting on the videos, they just start showing the videos to more and more people. That's what YouTube likes. Okay, cool, comments, got it. So yeah, so Facebook I would use, the events worked really well. I would also create groups within the Facebook. And those groups were kind of these like selective different type of groups. We'd have like coffee catering group where I would, people that were interested in employment, I would say, I'm not hiring right now, but I always have odd jobs. If you'd like to join my coffee catering group on Facebook, I post those odd jobs on that group. And then, it's first come, first serve. And actually, I use this as a hiring methodology. So I'd pick people out of that group that we worked with, and we would look for two main things: enthusiasm and work ethic. And if you're, enthusiastic, you had high energy, and you had a strong work ethic, then that's the person that would start moving towards a customer service representative position with me, someone at the window. And eventually, they would make it to barista. But that's where we would pull our pool from. And that's another phenomenal way to help kind of boost some traffic to your site. When you're always hiring these type of things, people, baristas are always interested in finding some side work. It's not a very high paying job, so when you can offer a barista $20 an hour, they jump on it. It's good money for them. And so if you got some big festival or something, you need the help, but you only need it for like 4 or 5 hours. It's a great way to get help. So that's what I would do with Facebook, is create these kind of catering groups, and I would pull from there. And these are all closed groups. As you guys know, I have the Coffee Truck Association group. That's a closed group to people that exclusively have bought my ebook. And so they have a chance to talk amongst themselves about, what did you guys do for generators? What did you guys do for espresso machines? So that's another group. So I like Facebook because of its logistics. It's the meat of Facebook. They got a lot more than just like Instagram, but Instagram is probably where I saw the most conversions from a post to sales. So say, for example, in the winter, we did a cookies and cream latte, where basically I would take 5 Oreos and blend it into half and half, and then steam the whole thing and throw some espresso in it. It's amazing. It's so good. So you post that thing and you be like, oh, look, here's cookies and creams, and you top it with whipped cream and crush Oreos and throw it on there. And like literally that day, I would get 5, 6 people coming up to the truck like, I want to try cookies and cream. And so Instagram was really good for conversion. But again, it's short-lived. You post once, you get a few sales. You post once, you get a few sales. And so that one's kind of short-lived. And so, but it's a great tool, and it worked phenomenally for us where we needed it to. YouTube is another great tool. How-to videos. You can link to your website, that type of stuff. It'll help with search engine optimization, so it's another phenomenal tool for that. Basically, all these social media accounts, what you want to do is you want to create a link within that account to your website. And what it does is it tells Google and Bing and Yahoo, all the other search engines, hey, these websites are looking at my website, therefore my website must be pretty cool. So that's the way that you move up in search engine ranking. I mean, SEO is a kind of a tricky thing, and I'm still learning about it. We rank #1 nationally for coffee truck, but it's only under certain keywords. And so, but one of the things that I've learned is that the more backlinks, where you link to your website, or you can get people to link to your website, the more backlinks you develop, and the more quality backlinks, meaning it's a good website that links to your website. If you can get the Mayo Clinic to link to your website, you're going to have, it's going to boost your rankings, right? So that's kind of what I'm learning, is backlinks are really the high ground, really where the money is made when it comes to this SEO stuff. And so you want to use these social media accounts as another form of backlinking, which will kind of drive me into the next thing, directories. So when you first start off your business, you're going to need to get your name into directories. Google My Business, Yelp, Manta, Foursquare, you know, Yellow Pages, I don't know, TripAdvisor. You know, there's a whole list of it. I have it in the marketing plan, and there's a bunch. I mean, there's hundreds of directories, but you want to shoot for the ones that really work for the local area. You know, so I put a list of like 10 inside the marketing plan that I strongly encourage. And basically, with those directories, the same thing. You want to link them directly to your website, and again, it's going to help boost your website. Because now you have these websites talking about your website. And the more websites, the more high quality websites you have linked to yours, talking about yours, then the more you're going to rank, right? So that's basically what you want to do with these directories. And that's how you're going to start beating out some of your competition. You want to focus on pretty smart keywords, right? So like keywords for coffee truck, obviously coffee truck is a big one. But other ones that I have found, like mobile coffee, cafe, mobile coffee shop is another big one. Coffee catering is where I put most of my attention when I was running the 2 trucks. I would focus on coffee catering because those were the gigs that I needed, right? I didn't need, I mean, it's nice when you get one person coming up and buying a $5 cup of coffee. Don't get me wrong, I love selling lattes all day, but listen, what I really need is I need to book these events where they're like, hey, we need 400 cups. Those are the good ones, right? That's where you're going to make your money at. So, so I spent a lot of time kind of focusing on coffee catering and becoming a coffee caterer, craft coffee catering services, right? And that's the type of thing. That's where the money was made in coffee truck. That's where we would see. I mean, I think our biggest contract to date is 15 grand. I haven't been able to beat 15 grand. Selling individual cups of coffee, right? Like you're only going to get that through catering. And for those of you who don't know, that was the Rolling Stones is who we catered on that one. So that was a good contract. Yeah, I do more videos on those. So anyhow, so you want to get those directories, you want to get the social media, and you want it all tied back to your website, and that's going to help build your SEO. The social media accounts that are out there, try to find 1 or 2 that you enjoy posting on, so that you don't want this to be work. Because if it's work, you're not going to do it in the long run. You want to focus on building something that you're going to do in the long run. That's important, right? And then of course, don't forget the millennials. They're an important generation that's going to be a large portion of your business, and I think it's important not to count those guys out. Okay. All right, so let's kind of wrap it up here. So my name is Vincent. This is Green Joe Coffee on greenjoecoffeetruck.com. We sell an ebook, How to Build Coffee Trucks. We're currently developing this business plan. I'm working with some loan officers and some underwriters to be able to put out a quality business plan that people can get financing for. And so this is one of the videos that we've added to the marketing plan, so that people can create their own coffee truck business plan, be able to go out and get some. Not only did I write this business plan to get investment, that was one, but I also wrote it. It's a plan. It's a business plan. It's not just let's go get some money from an investor. It's like if you do A, B, and C, it will work. And how do I know? Because I've done it, right? So it's I really put a lot into this. It's been, my 4 years of experience in running 2 trucks put into a plan for someone to succeed in this job. And so we hope to have that up here in the next couple of weeks. And so this is one of the videos that's going towards that. Again, like this, please. Like if you don't do anything else, just hit the like button for me. What that does is it stimulates YouTube to share these videos with other baristas. Comments are awesome. Please, by all means, throw them down in there. Subscribe if you want to see more of the information. We put out. I'd like to tell you I get 1 video out a week, but I'm not quite that fast. So maybe 1 every other week is when I get one out. Anyways, I hope this helps, and I look forward to talking to you guys. All right.